Welcome to book 2 of this video series. Hope you enjoy it. It's a little different, and we're setting up everything to come down in book 3. Years ago, I collected Russian money because it was just beautiful. And to get a real good round historical perspective concerning Russian money, you can go to this channel here and look up this series of videos right here. Fill you in. I highly recommend the first 2 episodes of that series, and you will understand why there was a lot of turmoil and death in Russia. So now let's look at some of it. Now I'm going to show a couple of more items I've got that I've had for decades. This is a 100 ruble note from Russia, 1910, as you see here. And this was just a really nice looking bill. I'm going to lay my pen on it here so that you can see how big it is. And I believe I got this also from Chattanooga Stamp and Coin. They had a lot of esoteric stuff. And I've got 2 or 3 of these. And they actually increased a lot in value since I purchased them back in the early 90s. I'm going to flip it over and show you the rear. There's some really amazing artwork. And this is just over 2/1000ths of an inch thick. And I'm giving different thicknesses because that knowledge will come in handy as we get towards the end of this presentation. That's why I am calling out some of the thicknesses, because that has a lot to do with it. Let's look at another one. This is a note from Berlin, April of 1910. Really nice looking note. I've had this forever. I just saw it and thought it was good and liked it. Let's look at the back of it. Look at the handsome artwork. Really cool stuff. Now I'm going to show you some Russian money. Some Russian money. This one and this one are from 1961. And the bills didn't change that much, but I was just always fascinated with Russian money. Russian money. Because it was just beautiful, as we'll see here. And back in the early 90s, I've had these bills for, since 91, 92. Well, I bought them like in 92, but they were 91, and I bought them several years later and such. But we're going to look at these notes here. I'm going to check some of them out, and they were just beautiful. And remember, back in the early 90s, you couldn't just order these off of Amazon. You had to go to the coin shows and the numismatic shows and see what the dealers had for sale. These are the backs of the same notes. These are the 2 1961. You can see the dates on them. And this one here is 91. And I got 2 of these bills here. We're going to look at some more. These notes were just beautiful. These are from the early 90s. So let you have a look at that. And this is the second slat. There's Vladimir Lenin, 1991. Just going to move up a little bit. But I just couldn't understand how come all this Russian currency was so beautiful. It's just gorgeous. It's beautiful stuff. Let's look at the backs of them. See, 1991. And that's why I emphasize, collect what you think is pleasing. Collect what you think you like. Collect what you, 1991. 1992. And that's the only bill I've got from 92. I thought I had some more, but I couldn't find them. Here we got another sheet. 1993. That's the face. I'm going to call it the face. I really don't know what is the face and what is not the face. But this is the reverse of the same bill. Aren't these just beautiful? Beautiful. For back in the early 90s, nobody was doing it like this. And here are two later acquisitions from 97. This is the face of it here. And this is the reverse of it here. Now I also collected Ukrainian money. Money from Ukraine. This is 1991. And this is from like 1995. And here's a couple more from the later 90s. And I'm going to flip it over. We'll see, 91. 1995. Isn't that beautiful? Holy smokes. And you won't see the beauty of a lot of these modern people's world currency collections unless they take the time to get their lighting right, and it's just not all glare, you know, it's not a braggadocious kind of a thing. And they're just beautiful. And I want to show, I'm going to put him right there. And then I'm going to show this right here, this note right here from 1997. And this is one of my favorite notes. And it's one of my favorite because I'm going to do tricks with this note here. And this is 1997, Ukrainian money. I'm just going to look at the face of it here. You see 2 million. 2 million. That makes me a millionaire. Millionaire. I've also got what is this? I also have I'm just going to show this one. It's not part of the program, but I have a $10 billion note from Zimbabwe. So I am a multi-billionaire. See, I got this right here. So just want you to, but the thing is, I want you to look at this, and I'm going to flip it over. And I want you to see that right here in the middle, it says 2 million in red. You can kind of see it there. And this is a beautiful, beautiful note from 1997. Look at that. Look at that. Spectacular. Spectacular. And so, later on, I purchased some more of the same guy. But these are from the 2000s, 2011. These are all 2011. This guy here is 2014. And I'll show you the back of them. This is all Ukrainian. They were just beautiful. It's the same guy. So, here are a couple of more recent ones. Their notes are still beautiful. I think this is what, 2014, 2016, 2015, something like that. Here's the back of it. I also collected other things from Russia, the Balkan states, Ukraine, whatever. This is a Lithuanian note. This is a transition currency. And it's Talonas. And you'll see the date there, 1992. And I just thought they looked good. We're going to look at the backs of them here in a minute. And this is from Latvia. And partly because a lot of this currency, it went up in price. And you gotta remember, you didn't have all these outlandish colors that you have of today and all these spectacular pieces that people have. And this is from Estonia. And back then, currency wasn't as flamboyant as it is today. As we're going to see, we're going to get there. Look at that. Showing some nice pieces from the early 90s that I've had for years. Now we're going to jump back in time to the early 90s, and I'm going to highlight the country of Yugoslavia. And I've had several of these bills for a long time, and these aren't the prettiest ones I'm showing you from Yugoslavia. I actually started collecting because there was so much turmoil over there, and I was collecting the Bosnia-Herzegovina paper currency, which you will see here in a minute. And this is Republic of Slovenia, and it is dated 1990. Dated 1990. Well, I find that kind of strange because they didn't declare their independence till 1991. And when war broke out in Yugoslavia, you had the Croats against the Serbs, against the Bosnia-Herzegovinians, and these sections and people would pair up, and then they would cross. It was just like armies swapping, and what they call ethnic cleansing. That's just everybody killing everybody. And here's Tesla, commemorated here. And I believe this is 92, 91. We'll look at the rears here in a second, at the reverse. And just going to show up here. This is all from Yugoslavia. But right here is one from Croatia, and it's dated 1991. Well, my question would be, now I think it's a beautiful bill. We'll look at the rear of it here. I just found it peculiar as how did these countries get currencies so fast? How did they get them so fast? And we're going to look at how did they get them so varied. See, 1990, 1991. And this is a beautiful bill. I'm going to be showing some of these in the UV eval. It's a beautiful chapel there, cathedral. And here we see some more. Pretty young lady there. And this is 1993. And this is the height, during the height of the war. This is what Yugoslavia's money. And here the country's being toppled and broken apart, but they still have currencies like this. It's beautiful stuff. This is beautiful stuff from back in the early 1990s. Look at the rears of them, the reverse. See, 93. These are beautiful. 94. And that's the Yugoslavian money. And at the same time, there was Bosnia-Herzegovina. Right in the middle, right in the heart of Yugoslavia. Well, these people, okay, they're in Croatia, Serbia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, and they've got 4 kinds of money. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it appears to me that there were 4 separate currencies operating within the same boundaries. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. This is 1992. I believe all of these are 1992. And yeah, and especially this is a beautiful bill here. You'll see that in the eval. Here's some more Bosnian money. Just beautiful stuff here. Different stuff I collected years and years ago. Here's the reverses. Isn't that pretty? How did so many little countries get so many bills all at the same time? And this was a completely different design, and it's the same currency. You got me. You got me. some 1992. Check that out. Beautiful. Beautiful notes. Here's some more. Here's another one. Now I'm going to show you the reverse of them. This is 92. All of these are 92. And the rear of this one, the reverse, is a 93. And there's a lot of discussion concerning the double-headed eagle here. And I don't understand it. These people are like they just made a discovery that items had the double eagle on them. I don't get it. I decided at the last minute to include these, even though they're more recent acquisitions. And these are just loaners that I've got. And this is a 2001 Cambodia note. The next one is from 2006 Bhutan. There's a 1988 Vietnam there, because I want to feature them in the UV eval. And now, an Afghanistan note here, and primarily because of the reverse of this one here. And I'm just going to leave them all in the package here, and I'm going to flip it. We're going to look at the reverses. Okay, we see that. But that right there is, I think, one of the most well laid out. That is so cultural. That is so fantastic to me. I just got them because I thought they were pretty. And stuff a little bit different. Just scroll on down there, let you look. No biggie. But we're going to look at these in the UV eval. Now I'm going to show you my Saddam Hussein collection. And it is important to note some of the thicknesses of these bills. That's why I have been flashing them up on the screen when it comes to the thicknesses of how many thousandths of an inch particular bills are from certain areas. And funny thing though, that all of the Saddam Hussein notes are 2.5 thousandths of an inch, and all of the Iraq notes are at 3.0. So I just thought I'd throw that out. And the reason I collected Saddam Hussein, he wasn't enemy number one when I started collecting, and because I thought his notes were just beautiful. And so several of these come from the 90s. This was the very first one that that I had of Saddam Hussein. It's a beautiful note. Let's look at the rear of them. There's that. And I've kind of got them arranged as far as denominations. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Here we go. Look at there. Look at here. And this is all from the early 1990s into the late 1990s. I'm going to show you some more here. Look at these notes. Forget that it's Saddam Hussein. Just if it was anybody, if it was my picture, if it was my picture on these notes, check them out. They're beautiful. They've got all these ancient ruins on them. Beautiful notes. And the one that I showed you that was my first ever Saddam Hussein note, this one here, just get a better look at it because we're going to be doing things with it later to kind of get an idea for it there. See how it is. And now we're going to show some more. Saddam Hussein was big and popular. Rock star. Dictator. And there he is. Now we're going to get into a little bit of later stuff. Isn't that beautiful? This is the rear of it here. Here's the reverse of the first one. Is that beautiful or what? Here, just showing these bills from the 90s. You think, wow, if you've never seen any of these before, you think, whoa, that's some nice stuff there. This is the rear of this one here. Isn't that beautiful? I hope somebody else finds the beauty in these tiny little pieces of paper from all over the world. But now they've even gotten fancy, but we'll get there. I'm going to show a lot of things that are obscure, and I'm going to put a lot of pieces together, but it'll all have to come towards the end. Some more Iraq notes. Well, where was Saddam Hussein getting all these bills, these banknotes printed out? He was a dictator, the evil dictator. He was boycotted by the world. Sanctions from every country on the globe. Well, where did his money come from? Did he have a printing press? Did he have a way to knock these out? Look at that. Did the people, the artists from the University of Iraq know how to plate and make plates to stamp out beautiful banknotes of many different, very full color issues? This is the last of my Saddam Hussein notes, and this is a later one. Later acquisition. I just want to take your attention to this security strip here. It's got all these beautiful colors embedded in a hologram kind of scheme here. Just go move it around and see if I can make the colors just show through here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Next is I've got a few notes from North Korea. And this is a beautiful note from 1978. All kinds of colors. And the North Korean notes are all 3.5 thousandths of an inch thick. It's beautiful notes. This one here is from 1992. We'll look at the reverse here in a minute. And this one here is from 1998. Here's the rear of the first North Korean note. Isn't that gorgeous? It's beautiful. That's the next one. And check this out. This is North Korea, what, 1998? Look at that. In this segment, I'm going to show you a few specimens of some of the highest tech currency there is in modern day times. This style of currency is known as polymers, and they came about in the late 1980s. Now I'm going to slip my pen here underneath here so you can see that that part right there is clear. It's clear, and these are actually plastic, and all of them that I'm fixing to show you are 3 thousandths of an inch thick, with the exception of the last two specimens. This is from Macedonia, and this is from 2018. And this is from the Bank of Nigeria, and it's a 2011. And you can see right underneath here, this is the clear piece. So why do you even have to have print? Why don't we just have clear money? Here's the Bank of Zambia. And over here at the bird is the clear spot here. And I'm going to be showing a couple of these down the road to let you see when we evaluate them and let you see them. Now we're going to look at the backs, so just remember kind of what they look like. And isn't that gorgeous? Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Here's the bank of that Nigerian note. Bank of Zambia. This Nicaraguan note here is from 2007, and I'll just slip my pen in so you can see that right there is clear. This is a note here, beautiful note from Bangladesh, 2000. Here's from Malaysia. And the clear is over here. I'll show it here in a second. And here is a beautiful Romanian note from 1999. Here's the back of that Nicaraguan note. Here's the Bank of Bangladesh, and right here is the clear. And here we have the clear here. It's the back of that Malaysian note. And this is the back of that beautiful Romanian note. And it is gorgeous. And the clear piece is right over here. That right there is clear. Now I've got a couple more to show you. And this is from Antarctica. A couple of things here. First of all, these two Antarctic notes that I have, you can get more of them online. They're just absolutely beautiful. We'll look at the rears of them here in a second. They got a lot of fine print on them. And these happen to be 3.5 thousandths of an inch thick. So we're getting thicker. Getting a little thicker there. And you'll notice that in Antarctica here, there's like a pie wedge here. And you have New Zealand here. So essentially, this money would be particularly backed by the Bank of New Zealand, wouldn't you say? And here's another pie cut from the different side. There's no north and south, east and west in Antarctica. It's just all the opposite direction. But on the other side of Antarctica, you have this dollar note here, banked apparently by Norway. So my question would be, where's the Bank of Antarctica in all this? And what if you're on this side of Antarctica and all you have is this currency? Do these people honor this currency and vice versa? How does that work out? Are there vending machines in Antarctica that you put these into and you pull the lever or push the button and you get a bag of potato chips or a candy bar? Here's the rear of them. Just beautiful. And they're large too. These are pretty big. These are pretty big. You can see here with my pen there. It's pretty doggone big. But both of them are the same size. And these come from like 2006, 2007 or so. And they were redeemable up to 2012. So these are gorgeous bills. There's certainly a lot more available, but I just have these two specimens because it proves my point. Okay, now I'm going to make a payment with fiat money to one of my credit cards, which is also fiat money.
Thank you for calling Account Services. Para Español, marque 2. Enter the last 4 digits of your Social Security number or the last 4 digits of your account number. For account information, press 1. Make a payment, 2. Address, to pay the minimum amount due of $49. Press 1. To pay the balance of $111.27. Press 2. To pay another amount, press 3. Please enter the amount of your payment, including cents. You entered $60. If correct, press 1. Otherwise, press 2. To make a payment with a debit card, press 1. Check. Payments made by 5 p.m. Eastern Time will be processed on the same business day. Payments made on weekends, holidays, or after 5 p.m. Eastern Time will be applied the next business day. To pay with a debit card ending with that you have paid with previously, press 1. Please hold while we process your request. Thank you for your payment. Your payment should post within 2 business days. Please keep this confirmation number for your records. The confirmation number should be written down exactly as spoken.
And I don't mess with those. Wow. I didn't have to get on my horse. I didn't have to drive my truck to the post office and ship them gold and silver. Now I'm going to show this bill I've had for decades from Singapore. It's a nice looking note. It's relatively small. See, it doesn't come to the length of the pen here. And this bill happens to be 3/1000ths of an inch thick. Look at the front of it here. This note is legal tender. Would you think that the government of Singapore printed these out? No, 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 no. There's a little hint here on the rear. Let's flip it over. Just look at the rear of it here. Or reverse. And down here at the bottom, in tiny print, we see something very interesting. Thomas de la Rue and Company Limited. Thomas de la Rue and Company. Okay. Well, I wonder if that could be the people who are stamping out a lot of these small countries' currency. Let's look them up online and see who they are. Now we're going to look at this company, de la Rue, from the Singapore bill, and we're going to explore. This is a very fun website for people who are interested in world currencies and banking, things of that nature. This is a very fun website to explore because it's everything. And this is under the heading of locations, and you can see here that this is a trans-global company. Trans-global company. And you can see here that the clear circles are actually manufacturing facilities, and the dark circles are where they have representatives. And when you mouse over anything in here, it tells you that our locations, we have a presence in over 140 countries. You don't have to make anything up anymore. Look at all that. They have 3 manufacturing facilities in North America. They got a couple here in Africa, and I'll guarantee that none of these manufacturing facilities are sweatshops. Now we're going to look at a hologram that they have come up with. I don't know what currency this is on, or a card or whatever, but you can clearly see it's a hummingbird. Nice fish of a different design here, a butterfly of a different design here, but you'll see that the bottom half of it here is faded. And that's really good, because what they're showing is, with these holograms, you can't get a picture of it from any angle and the whole thing be in focus. That's what the advantage is. This is a compliment, the fact that this is faded out, because you just can't do it. That's why they are used so extensively as a method for security. And here we see holographic design offers a wide range of features. These features allow us to deliver our world-leading design services across passports, identification, and government documents, as well as currency. And would you have ever thought that this company manufactured polymer banknotes, some of the latest in design? Here it all is, right here. De la Rue is uniquely able to deliver both paper and polymer banknotes. And then they show one of the this currency here with this really intricate hologram on the security code. And in other sections of this website, you can see actually how they designed this. It's a beautiful currency. Here we go to banknote paper. Our expertise, you can read all this, what we offer. De La Rue has been manufacturing paper for over 300 years, with our first paper banknote being issued in 1860. Well, what famous country had their first federal notes printed in 1860? I wonder if this company was the company that pressed out the first United States federal banknotes. I'm just asking. That's a coincidence. If not, it's just a coincidence. And here we have that they have launched 8 new security features in the last 5 years. Well, do you think that the people who invent these 8 new security features, do you think that they work for free? I don't think so. And I don't think there's any minimum waged person that works in any of these manufacturing facilities. And then they show you this real nice watermark of what appears to be a monarch butterfly. This company really brags about their watermarks, and they should. They have excellent, excellent watermarks. Excellent. Now we're going to look at some case studies where they're showing off their fantastic abilities. And you see that right here we have this country listed, 2018 here, and this is a fantastic hologram. But this is just beautiful. So this company actually has ties with this country. And so we're going to scroll down a little bit, and we see banknotes in South Africa. Whoa, wait a minute. We see here Bank of England. And it's beautiful currency. And it's manufactured by the same company that manufactures this country's currency. I'm just saying. Now let's scroll on down and we'll see some more. Here we have a state of guitar. I call it guitar. You can call it whatever you want to, but it's beautiful currency. And here you have this beautiful polymer plastic notes from the Maldives. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And here we do passports as well. Here's the UK passport, and here we have Kuwait money. We have Rwanda. Now this is a third, fourth world country here, Rwanda from Africa, and here you have this sophisticated ID. It's got the chip in it. It's got hologram, full color, size, everything, and I tell you, if it was made of paper, it'd probably work just as good and have a watermark in it, wouldn't it? And here you have a real nice hologram here in the Seychelles. Pretty stuff. The Seychelles money is really nice. And now we're scrolling on down. And here we have a note from this country right here, Bank of Scotland. And this is an absolutely beautiful note. Beautiful note. All these blues and purples and everything. And this is a polymer. And this is so cool because the windows are clear. The windows are all actual windows. So when you hold this bill up to the light, any light, the light shines through the windows. Ain't that peachy? Let's scroll on down. We do money for Kenya. They do money for Bahamas. They do ID cards for Trinidad Tobago. Fiji banknotes are beautiful. They're just beautiful. Look at them. And this company prints them for Fiji. Well, how does Fiji pay for it? Do they pay for it with this money? We'll get there. We'll get there. IDs from Haiti, Kosovo, this African country. Here we have some more banknotes, and we do IDs in Malta. They're just everywhere. And now I've got one more tab to show you, and this comes from the Heritage tab from the 1800s. From humble origins as printer and stationer, De La Rue has expanded into the world's largest commercial banknote printer with a global presence and customers who include governments, central banks, and leading brands. Central banks. The central banks. You thought the all-powerful central banks? Well, guess what? The central banks are at the mercy of someone else. And look, they came all the way from playing card production to the world's first ATMs. So how in the world would you have thought that these people had gotten involved with ATMs? I'm just asking. Now, if you Google search the name of this company right here, I can't even pronounce it, and you will see that they are a German company headquartered in Munich that provides banknote and securities printing, smart cards, and cash handling systems. This is another company that pretty much does the same thing. They have an outlet here in Toronto, and right here in Ohio, and also right here next to Washington, D.C. That's being in. And these other companies right here come up, and you can easily research any of these companies. Now we're going to look at this website of GD. They have changed the name to make it easier to speak, and it's quite sophisticated. It's got all the graphics and such. And here we scroll down a little bit, and there's several of these currency companies that use this circular type. It's just kind of fun. It's like everybody in the newsroom is repeating the same thing again. But several companies use these circles, these same circles, to explain what they're doing. The market leader in banknotes and currency processing solutions. And again, more than 5,000 cash centers worldwide make use of our technologies. There it is, right there in print. To date, we have been printing, what is that? 135 billion banknotes. 171 new patents. And like this, over 145 central banks trust our security solutions. That is just outrageous. You can see some of the things that they mention here. Shaping the future of cash. And then they show you bills that they manufacture for Armenia. Armenia relies on Galaxy and Hybrid. Sounds like two cars, doesn't it? Well, how did Armenia pay for that? How did they pay for it? Was it with like American quarters? How about Kennedy half dollars? Or was it a debit card? Or American Express? Now I'm going to show you this graph from 2015 from the Nielsen report. This is an online PDF that you can look at. Top manufacturers of payment cards worldwide. And you have chip cards over here and magstripe cards over here. And you can see that Gemalto is a company that pretty much has this right here locked up. And I'm showing this because here's G&D coming in through here. And you have all these other companies. These are the people that stamp out most of your debit cards and credit cards. Fiat money. Just wanted to show you that. All right, I've put this list together of some of the most obscure countries that have and islands that have their own currency. And Greenland here, I'm going to be descending in order. St. Kitts and Nevis, Marshall Islands, Faroe Islands, Monaco, Gibraltar, San Marino. We know where a few of these are. Cook Islands, Anguilla, and Nauru. And these are really small countries, but they have their own currency. And now we're going to see some other countries that are very small that happen to have their own currency. Easter Island, I'm going to show you a couple of Easter Islands. And across the board, the collectors, the big-time hardcore collectors of world currency, they are all most impressed with the currency of St. Helena. It's expensive to collect that currency, but it is quite nice, and that sits out right in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean between the west coast of Africa and the Falkland Islands. They just recently put an airport in, but it was like 5-6 day boat ride to get there. Spitsbergen, up in the Arctic Circle, Fanning Island, Antarctica. Antarctica has 1,000 residents in the cold season, and they go up to 5,000 in the warmer season. Chatham Islands. Chatham Islands, only 600 people live there. Keeling Cocos Island, less than 600 people. Herm Island, 50. Hutt River Province, 30. And this is strange about Jason Islands here. And I just want to show you my old Bill Clinton hat from 1993. When I bought these, I bought several of them and gave a bunch of them away to my friends as like a gag gift. You see right there, Hutt River Province, $5. It's actually a pretty good coin, but it's not holding up. The color's not holding up well in it. But I'm just, proving that I've been affiliated with some of these places for many, many years. But Jason Islands, we're going to look at that. Now we're going to look at the most obscure currency on the planet. So if I'm going to show you the most obscure currency on the planet, we got to start with Jason Islands, which is near the Falkland Islands. And they have all kinds of currency. Some of them are a little pricey, some of them are not, but you can get into a whole set of them. It's beautiful. And that's because no one lives there. No one lives there because it is a bird sanctuary for the albatrosses. And we're going to look at the currency. Now, I don't know why there's a currency there, other than for souvenirs maybe or something. I don't know. And a couple of interesting things here from Singapore. And I'm just going to scroll down because there's just so many of them. And you can see them for yourself. They're all uncirculated. They got polymers. They've got all kinds of stuff. Beautiful uncirculated money from the 70s, from the 2000s, from China. Look at the colors in these currencies. From the Russian Federation. Here we go, uncirculated. Just beautiful stuff. Beautiful. Oh, banknote error. New. Yeah. And here's some stuff from Cayman Islands, and we pick back up with Jason Islands here. Look at the colors in these. You can get whole sets of them. This is $7 and free shipping. $3. Here's $18 for a whole set. Look at them here. Here's from China. How did they end up in China? Singapore, and a few others that we're going to look at here. How did these currencies end up there? From Portugal. How did it end up in Portugal as uncirculated? Uncirculated. Portugal. Turkey. Uncirculated. Well, how did they get to Turkey? I'm just asking, how these currencies get so many places? How come there's none from like the Falkland Islands? I'm just asking. But look at all these beautiful sets. You could fill up a half of a currency book for less than $50. Check it out. Look at the colors in these guys. Beautiful. Jason Islands got to be the most obscure currency on the planet. Now I'm going to move to another one, the Hutt River Province. We're going to see their stuff. I'm going to just scroll over it here. Let you look at these going down here. And these are old. These are like from the 70s, 1970, the early 70s. And if there's 30 people that live there today, I wonder how many people lived there back in 1970. I wonder how much competition this guy had when he ran for office. Now remember Chatham Islands? That's an island with 600 residents. 600. And I'm just going to scroll down because there's just way too many. Some of them are pricey. Look at these fantastic holograph strip polymers from 2014. Cheap. Beautiful stuff. Cheap. And it goes on and on and on. Faroe Islands, Chatham Islands. Look at here, just so much. It shows some Solomon Island stuff too. Some other unusual stuff. Chatham Islands. Look at the prices on some of these. Through the roof. Through the roof. And here's some more Solomon Islands. A lot of bills from the Solomon Islands are just beautiful, and but a little pricey. Check it out here. Check it out. And so just giving you some idea how many of some of these currencies there actually are out there. Now remember, I had told you that there was some paper Antarctica money, and here we're going to look at it. This is from the late 90s, and I'm going to show you that's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. And here's the reverse of it with all the fine print over here. See all the penguins. The Antarctic symbol. Looks kind of more like Russian to me, doesn't it? And now I'm going to show the Easter Island bills because they're just beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. Look at here. I just wanted to show that. I got another one too. That's just gorgeous. Easter Island money. And there again, Easter Island's got what, 5,700 people. I wonder if they use this on their island. Be interesting to find out. And here's a native here, and just blow it up here for you. Look at the colors in that. Easter Island, 5,700 people. Beautiful currency. And that will wrap up book 2. Thank you.